AllSpark TV. Now that's just prime.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's been a while since I've done a video. I've had some moving, I've got a new job, and I just haven't had time to do videos like I wanted to. But Hasbro was kind enough to send me an early review copy of the Metroplex expansion set for the Transformers trading card game. So I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and just get started with this. We'll do an unboxing and we can see what all it entails. As you can see from the box itself, it's got the prominently displayed Metroplex card on it, and it's got the 3 character cards that come with it, as well as the 40 card deck. So what it comes with completely, if you go by the box here, it'll tell you you've got 1 foil Transformers Titan character card, which is the class that Metroplex is under. You've got 3 Transformers character cards, which include Scamper, Six Gun, and Slammer. And then you've got the 40 battle cards. And there's also some instructions in there, and which we'll take a look at to see if they give any specific details on how Metroplex or the Titan class works. So, as you can see from the box, I actually thought the box was smashed, but that's actually the design, which is pretty cool. Another one of the things that I thought interesting about the box design was that unlike a lot of boxes, there's no flap to reseal it. So I've already taken the liberty of pulling the glue off and tried to preserve it as well as I could. But there's not really that much you can do to reuse the box anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. But let's go ahead and take this out and see what we got. So in the top portion of the clamshell tray, you've got Metroplex himself. He's the Autobot City Titan, and you can see when this attacks and you flip at least 6 of those types of cards, you tap each enemy and do 1 damage to each enemy. So that's a pretty tough card. You can see that he's got 6 attack, 35 hit points, and 1 defense. Now, one of the things that was brought to my attention, or at least a question that I saw in one of the Facebook groups, was if there's a giant city, an armored city, why would it only have a 1 defense? Well, I want to reiterate what the defense actually does. In Dungeons and Dragons terms, it's based on not just the durability and the armor of the character, but also the character's mobility. So think of it in terms of dexterity versus just your armor class. So this obviously is a station. He's not very mobile, so he's not going to be that hard to hit. The larger it is, the easier it is to target. However, he does have a little bit more defensive capability when he's in battle station mode, and he has a 2, and then his damage itself is a little less. So when you start the game, you begin play with only the 3 characters that come with it: Scamper, Six Gun, and Slammer, City Patrol, Heavy Weapon Expert, and Combat Drone. And then when you flip to this mode, you deploy the character from under this to the battlefield. And as you can see, he's the full complement of your 25 points. So he is the only card that you can have, and his little buddies here are the only ones that you can add. Now, they do have their own point rating per card, so they're going to have the ability to be used in other decks. Scamper, the little roller car, your Metroplex has bold 1. So he's only going to really benefit Metroplex in this mode. And then when you go to here, when you flip it to this mode, which is his robot mode, Metroplex on the battlefield, scrap an enemy weapon or armor. So, or an enemy weapon or armor, I should say. So in this case, Scamper is only really going to be useful when he's used in conjunction with Metroplex. And then the same thing is true of Six Gun. You've got so his ability is when you flip to this mode, your Metroplex gets bold 2 until the end of his turn. And you flip 2 more battle cards when attacking. And then when you transform him into his gun mode, which is a part of Metroplex itself. And the reason why these characters are the way they are, if you think all the way back to the original 1986 release of the G1 Metroplex, they're essentially him in that regard. They transform into parts of him. They are more or less connected to him in some sort of way, networked into his mind. He kind of controls them almost like appendages all on its own. But they do have some capability to think for themselves. Or at least these 2 first ones do. And then it says when your Metroplex attacks, you do 1 damage to the defender in addition to whatever he's normally doing. So then the interesting part about Slammer, I was wondering how they were going to accomplish this in the game, because as you may remember from the original toy and from subsequent toys, Scamper doesn't have a robot mode. So it doesn't really make sense if they kind of just re-retcon him, if they retcon him into a tank that can turn into a robot. And that's how they got around that, by not. He's the only character card thus far that only has character or card art as its background. So that's kind of interesting that they stuck with that. And I'm glad that they did that instead of just arbitrarily feeling like they had to fill that role. So when you deploy this from under Metroplex, you do 1 damage to each enemy, and your Metroplex has bold 1, flip 1 battle card when it's attacking. So that's pretty cool. So those are the cards, those are the character cards. And then now you've got the battle card pack, which it does have some specific cards that are unique to this deck. A lot of the cards are common cards or whatever you would get. But the 40 card deck of battle cards includes 3 battle cards, Rally the City, Height Advantage, and Protected by Metroplex, which these cards are not available in the starter set or any of the booster packs. So they are going to be unique. And flipping into the deck here, you see it includes counters on the back, which for those who are relatively new to the game, that's essentially your hit point counters for each of your character cards. Let me get this unpacked here. Okay, so that's off now. So looking through their cards, you get the Rally the City, the Protected by Metroplex, the various numbers of those. Height Advantage, you got those. And then just some of the more standard cards that you're familiar with if you've been playing. So it's a fairly robust deck. And then back here you've got the counters, as I mentioned a moment ago. And then here is the instruction booklet. So let's take a look at this for the first time, see if we got anything. So as you can see, let's see, attack. So these are the standard attacks. These are the standard rules. And then Metroplex himself does have some information here. Scamper, 6-gun, and Slammer don't count towards your 25 character card team limit when played with Metroplex. Those 3 characters start the game under Metroplex. Each can be deployed once during the game. When one is deployed, put it onto the battlefield, untapped, and alt mode, and it can attack that turn. If Scamper or 6-gun or Slammer is KO'd, put it into your KO area. If it doesn't go back, or rather, it doesn't go back under Metroplex. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, once the character is destroyed or KO'd, as they say, you just put it in your pile. It doesn't automatically go back under the city. You don't lose the game until all your characters are KO'd, even if Metroplex is KO'd. So you're still in the game if Scamper, 6-gun, or Slammer are on the battlefield. And then it gives you the standard rules for building the team deck and advanced rules for playing the game and how you go through each turn. So this is something that I think everybody was asking about. So I'll let you take a look at that. So there's that. So that's really all there is to it. There's not a whole lot there that is beyond what we just saw. The card art, as always, is beautiful, and it's so large. And if you give a little size comparison, this is about the size it is to a regular character card. So there are now 3 full-size cards. You've got the character cards, the Titan card, and of course, the battle cards. Thanks again to Hasbro for sending this out to us for a sneak peek. This will be in stores on November 16th, and that will be in the United States. And then the price on that's going to be $19.99. It's the recommended price. And as the other deck, it's ages 8 and up. So take a look at where you get your cards, your booster packs. You can get these online. You can get these pre-orders on Amazon. There'll be a link to that below. Or you can pick it up at your local stores or retail box stores such as Walmart and Target, where these types of cards are found. So let me know down below if you've got any more questions or comments, and I'll see you soon.